to our new series, Spilling the Tea with the Henna Guys. My name is Henna, co-founder of the Henna Guys.
I'm Hillary.
I'm Michaela.
Today we're going to be doing a reaction on a henna video, and it's called The Perfect Dark Brown Hair Color with the Henna Guys. And this is by...
Her username is Jazz Galaxy Curls. You can find her here on YouTube. She also does have a couple of other social media profiles. We can definitely link that down below. But she goes by Colby, I want to say.
Yeah. Yep, that's her name. That's her name, actually. All right, so let's start the video.
Hey everyone, so today I am doing a video on how I color my hair with henna. So as you can see, the color I have now is a rich dark brown, but a tiny, I would say like a hair darker than chocolate brown, but not black, which is something that I struggled to find.
So I do want to say, like, her hair looks amazing.
Yeah,
Especially
really does.
with the curls. Mm-hmm. I mean, because henna is known to take out the curls, and that's just amazing.
Her hair looks so healthy. Like, her curls are not frizzy at all. Like, they're bouncy, and it's like such a cool chocolate brown, like dark brown color.
Yeah.
Like, there's no hint of red in it whatsoever, which is amazing with it being like a naturally red dye.
Yeah, she's mastered it. She's definitely mastered it. Yep.
And if this was her first application, like definitely looks like she nailed it to a T. I'm actually very curious to see how she was able to keep her curl pattern just like that. That's something that I need.
Yeah.
She can tell me her secrets.
Online, like a good combination to get the color I wanted and things like that. So I'm gonna tell you what I did so you can do it yourself. When I started my henna journey, I guess you could say, it was really important for me because henna is non-toxic. If you get like a pure henna that's not mixed with metallic salts, like not a henna hair dye, but actual henna or indigo, like the pure leaves, because henna is a ground leaf and so is indigo. So if you get the pure forms of those, you're not going to get any metallic salts, you're not going to get any toxins, chemicals, and dark hair dye is actually really, really bad for you if it contains a certain ingredient. So that ingredient right there.
Oh yeah. PPDs, definitely not the greatest thing for you nor your hair.
Yeah. She does have a point where you want to make sure you have the purest henna and indigo, because there are some out there that do have the metallic salts. But definitely make sure that you are getting the purest henna.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I think that's kind of integral to anybody who's beginning on their henna journey, is absolutely read the ingredients, do as much research as possible, because that's how you're really going to know what you're about to put on your hair.
Well, and you want to, like she said, you want to get like as pure of ingredients as possible, because a lot of the pre-made henna, like the liquids, will have different preservatives in them and different chemicals to keep them fresh, to keep the color vibrant longer. So if you get like pure henna powder, then yes, it does take a little bit longer, but it's totally worth it, knowing that you're not putting all these different ingredients on your head that you have no idea what it's doing long term.
Extremely toxic in large amounts, and for some reason we're putting it on our scalp. So I stopped that and made the switch to henna. So yeah, I tried Henna Color Lab first, and it didn't give me the dark result that I wanted, and it faded wicked fast. I feel like it faded within a couple of like days even, and I know it's supposed to get, henna is something that you do and it's supposed to get darker and oxidize after a couple days after you do it, but I wasn't a fan of it Sorry guys, my camera just fell and the holder broke. So
Oh, no.
this is the angle we're gonna finish the video from. Like I was saying, the Henna Color Lab, it didn't really last that long for me, and it was strange. I don't know if this was a coincidence, which it totally could have been, but I did get kind of like a headache while I was using that one, and I've read in some forums that can be common with some henna. You can get headaches. Some people don't. Some people think it's probably just like a coincidence of someone being, like dehydrated or just having a headache for another reason. But I did get a headache with Henna Color Lab, just to kind of like mention it.
Interesting.
It is very, very rare, but that only happens where I've seen with indigo. But then again, that's where it's so important to do a patch test along with the strand test, of course.
Yeah.
But it's a plant, so you really don't know what you are allergic to it, and that's one of the actually rare symptoms.
Yeah, I've only seen like one person say that they got a headache from henna. Usually it's something more along the lines of like a seasonal allergy where it's like a little bit itchy, not like anything too unbearable, and then like once they wash their hair, it's like perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of how I compare it as just like kind of an itchy scalp wherever you put it, like at the most, and that's like few and far between. It's like 1 out of every 50 people that use it, I would say, if that.
Yep.
Brand that I ended up trying the next time that I like love and will never switch back is the Henna Guys. I did order their dark brown and their jet black, and I actually mixed them in a certain way, which I'm going to explain to you now. So I'm going to put up some pictures as I kind of talk about it. That way you guys have a reference of what I'm talking about. So it's really cool. They send you the kit, like if you get a dark brown kit, for instance, they'll send you a bag. It has the henna that you're going to need. It has the indigo mix that you're going to need. It has little gloves and a shower cap. And then you're going to want a non-metallic bowl and a mixing spoon. And you're going to want a hair dye brush to apply it, because that's the easiest way. You can apply it with your hands, it's totally fine, but I like to brush on the product so I know it's kind of like coating every strand, and then I'll go over it with my hands. So those are the supplies you're really going to need. So this is a
So a very good point, definitely an applicator brush for the roots especially, and then it's very easy to do it that way, and you know precisely you're going to get it. And then like she mentioned is to using her hands, for the other part of the hair.
Yep, that's kind of what I do when I've done it. Is I'll just like get specifically more around like the framing of my face, just because that's where the grays are all coming in. And then I just use my fingers and just slap everything else on.
Yeah,
later.
that's exactly what I do. Exactly how she's mentioned, that's exactly how I apply henna to my hair.
I did like how she had laid out everything though, and showed on the countertop just the difference between the like that actually that's a good way to do it.
Yep.
Process that I did, I applied the henna and then washed it out, dried it, and applied the indigo and then washed it out. So just expect to do that two-step two-step process. It's a couple hours. I watched 2 movies and it was done. It's something I did chilled at the end of the night. The evening that you want to dye your hair, you're going to want to mix your henna for at least like 10 hours before you want to use it. So I ended up mixing mine in the morning. I mixed my henna.
So I like how she mentioned that, yes, henna is a long process, especially when you have to do 2-step process. But I like how she mentioned, like, when you're at home and you're cleaning, watching TV, like, then it's just you getting 2 things done at once.
Yeah, it really is. Like and even in the mixing process, 8 to 10 hours, it is a long time. However, there's so many different ways you can go about doing that. You can either like mix it up the night before, Or if say you want to dye your hair that night, mix it before you go to work, and by the time you get to home, it's
Yeah, that's
ready to
what
go.
I tell people. And like, it seems like so long, like, oh, you have to let it sit on your hair for 3 hours, but it's like, that's 2 movies. Like,
Right.
that's really not that much time if you're doing other stuff. Like, that time passes like it's nothing.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, how many times have we sit down and just be on TikTok?
Exactly.
Oh.
If you're scrolling through TikTok, I mean,
yeah,
you can easily lose 3 hours.
well, there have been sometimes on the weekends where I'll sit down and I'm like, oh, I'm only going to watch like 5 minutes at TikToks. But it's like
yeah.
4 hours later and I'm like, okay, well, I didn't get any housework done, no schoolwork done, and I've learned nothing. So, thanks, TikTok.
Yeah.
So,
And then I like how she mentioned the 2-step process. I mean, we do have the 1-step process, but to get the best out of, to get the best results, the 2-step process is the best form with the dark
Absolutely.
brown and the jet black especially.
yeah, but like that can be done on 2 different days. Like,
Absolutely. Yeah.
so, if you have a weekend where you're not doing anything, do the henna application one day and then do the dark brown the next. Like, it doesn't have to be a whole day where you're just dyeing your hair. It can be spread out.
It could be spread out.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's-
even like a gap of 2 days would be fine too.
Right.
Yeah, that's
When you're applying
really
the next step, yeah.
that's the beauty of henna is it's very flexible that way.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so
Oh,
she
she's-
used amla, yep.
Oh, I love amla
Yeah.
so much. It's
Definitely
so great.
helps with the curls.
And
That's
we're-
her secret.
yeah,
that's her secret.
that's got to be. And she's using a fork. I mean, it's clearly working, but interesting measurement process. Okay, she mixed the powders first.
So she's using
Slowly.
water. She could use if she wanted a little bit more intense, blackwood coffee.
And I just mixed that up, let it sit, and then I came back to it. I think I
That
left it
looked
for 10
perfectly
hours. I came
mixed.
back
Like
to
that
it,
looked smooth.
Yeah.
and I applied it to my hair. And I will say, it is not messier than dyeing your hair with hair dye. If you've done your hair at home with hair dye and like a bowl and a brush, this is gonna be like nothing to you because the formula is a little bit thicker, so it's actually not falling as much and it's not running as much. It was actually like I'm like air painting. It was actually way easier to apply for me than hair dye, and I've been dyeing my hair since I was like 12 and I'm almost 30 now, so it was way easier than doing hair dye and way less messy. You are still gonna want to do like a little towel over your shoulders because it can stain. But it's not like where it lands on the sink and it dyes in a second like hair dye.
Oh, no.
You have a couple extra like minutes to get it off there.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I put it on my hair and
So she talked about
Just how it's very similar in like the application process to chemical dyes.
yes.
I would have to agree. Now, granted, when I've done it, unfortunately I'm a messy dye applier, so I kind of get it everywhere anyway. So I've just kind of developed a pattern or a process over the years of just covering my entire bathroom in newspaper, and that's just the easiest way to clean up for me. But I mean it.
well, and I think, like, I have a theory. So, I think that a lot of people that say that henna is so messy have been going to salons to get their hair colored.
True.
So, I think if you're used to dyeing your hair at home, you know how to, like, prepare for it. You know, make sure everything is covered. Make sure you have a towel over your shoulders, like she said. So, I think that definitely does help. But then also, if you have the right tools, it makes it so much easier to apply, like having that brush. Instead of just scooping it with your gloved hand and hoping it
Right.
doesn't drip everywhere, you just put a little
Right.
bit on your brush and can just paint it on.
And then, like she said, cover yourself. So
Yeah.
with the towel or with the cape.
Yeah.
Obviously, avoid white.
Yeah.
Yeah, avoid white for sure.
Yeah, I made that mistake once. Like years ago when I was dyeing my hair in my parents' bathroom, I decided to wear like a white shirt and it got everywhere. And I was like, my parents are going to be so upset, but I don't think they ever found out.
I did it a different way than I do the hair dye because you're gonna want all the hair on the top of your head at the end of this process. So I actually took a spot back here and I started in the middle and I picked up the hair right in the middle top of my head.
Oh.
And I started with this piece and I coiled it around itself to form like a tiny little bun. And then I just kept taking pieces from around that piece, and when I was done applying the product, I would wrap it around. So I ended up with a giant mass on the top of my head, which was awesome.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that yep.
Was she doing henna freckles in that picture?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like she was.
Yeah, that's what I thought actually too. But then I was like, maybe no. But since you mentioned it.
But that's an interesting technique of starting at the crown of your hair and then kind of adding everything to it.
Yeah.
I just kind of start from the back and work my way forward, but
That's how I do. Like I'll split my hair in half, bring it, both in front, and then start my way in the back. Use the clips and then go all the way and then go the other side, and then it just sticks together. So
it does.
So you can I can just take the clips off and then just use my shower cap.
Yeah, like because the clips are really great for just keeping the hair that you haven't put henna on sectioned off. But once you put the henna on your hair, you can literally it just kind of all sticks together, and you don't have to worry about it going off doing its own thing.
Yeah.
No, it needs to stay moist. So I applied my henna. I let it sit for however long the instructions said. I want to say it's 3 hours. I'll double check and put it here.
Yeah.
I think I let mine sit for 2 hours. And then when I rinsed it out, it was this reddish brown shade.
Oh.
Yep.
Because it
That
was
looks
just
really
the
nice though.
It almost
henna
looks
alone,
auburn.
Yeah.
which will give you an orange shade if you're blonde and so forth. So I actually really liked the shade, and I almost kept it like that. But then I decided I still wanted to do the dark, so I washed that. I washed it out. You don't shampoo or condition. I just rinsed it out, blew dry my hair. It looked like this, obviously. I already showed you that.
But you can
I
use
did blow dry. It
conditioner
has
to
be
help
dry
rinse
to
out the
apply
henna.
Indigo mixture, which is going to give you.
But
the
make sure
dark
it's
color.
sulfate free.
Yeah.
So if you order the dark brown from the Henna Guys, there's going to be a mixture that's already henna and indigo mixed. This is going to make it so it's not jet black and so it's not red, so it's a nice brown color. So I actually did take that mixture, and then I added from the jet black package, there's a packet that says indigo, and that's a pure indigo, which will usually give you a black color. I took 2/3 parts of the dark brown mixture that was already pre-mixed to 1/3 of raw indigo, and this is what gave me that super dark brown color. I love it so much. It's the most perfect color that I was going for. So I applied that the same
She
way,
recorded
starting
her
from the middle of my
technique.
No way.
head. I let that sit for about 2.5 hours. The second part, I heard people can let it sit for a lesser amount of time to get a lighter, not lighter, but not as intense, deep brown color, but I wanted mine like that, so I kept mine on for about 2.5 hours. And then I rinsed it out and conditioned. You don't want to shampoo, you just want to condition your hair when you rinse it out. So I rinsed it out. This process can be kind of difficult because henna will dry and it's essentially a mud type mixture, which I think it's so cool. It's kind of like therapy. I put aside my night and just do this for myself, and it's really fun. But anyway, you're gonna take your shower cap off when you're ready to rinse. You're gonna, I rinse in the bathtub. I find it easier that if I turn my head upside down and I have a little bit of water in the tub itself and running from the faucet, it helps me to get all of it out, because you can kind of rinse it from the faucet and then to kind of soak your head a little bit. I guess it kind of helps to really get in there and break up the debris. And then I'll jump in the shower and then I'll, rinse this way and put conditioner in.
Yeah.
I do try to do a conditioner with no protein, because henna actually makes your hair shaft healthier and fills in rough spots and fills in holes.
Yes.
But it does, in a way, make your hair strands swell in a way, because they are technically kind of bigger after. So it can give it a rough, not rough feeling, it's kind of a bad way to put it. because it doesn't feel damaged or anything. It's just more of a coarse texture after. So it does give it that feeling as if you use like a lot of protein in it, like kind of like that similar feeling. So I find using a non-protein deep conditioner works really, really well, and gets rid of that like coarse texture.
So I like how she explained it in like detail.
Yeah.
About henna, and that's exactly how it, works. And I like, the shampoo that she's recommending, but then also you want to make sure that it's sulfate-free conditioner and shampoo, because sulfate, first of all, is an ingredient you don't want to be applying and using, and it just degrades the color.
It does.
Well, and you can definitely tell that she did her research. She didn't just like buy it and then just throw it on her hair. She wanted to make sure she had the right products to, make the most out of her hair color and to get the best experience.
Yes.
So.
Yes. So she did, what she did was 2/3 of dark brown and 1/3 of indigo.
Yeah.
So now she experimented and she knew, okay, this is going to be the right color.
Yeah.
But if you guys are, going to just make sure that you don't want to get that too much dark.
Yeah.
Because every individual is different. So when it comes down to being henna, you want to start off with lighter versions and then build yourself up towards the darker, because using a lot of indigo, and that's what the main ingredient indigo is, you'll end up getting maybe even a black color than what she has.
Well,
So-
I've seen people who, they have like say a light brown, because their hair absorbs the indigo so fast, it can turn like a very dark brown.
Yes.
Like, so definitely make sure you're doing your strand test
Yes.
before, and just because this dark brown indigo mixture works for her, it doesn't mean that you're going to get the same results. It's definitely something to kind of experiment with to see what is going to give the best color for you, and then, if you don't like something, then you can change it. So
Yeah.
And I did like how she explained the rinsing process for the henna, just because it is that mud-like consistency. Like the best way that I found is just kind of starting from the ends of my hair and slowly working my way up to the roots. Like it just kind of like just standing there and concentrating all the water on the ends first, and just.
So like she explained like how she did it in the tub. So like even if like you're just solely in the shower, what I do again is just section it and work myself section by section. It's much easier than just trying to just take it all out at once.
Yeah. The first time I tried the brownie powder, it was like the same thing where it's kind of like that dried mud. And I'm just sitting there trying to get it out of my hair, and like I probably should have just dipped it in water and then kind of let it soak and loosen up. But instead I just sat there for like 15 minutes just trying to get it all out. But it was worth it though.
Which I actually don't find that bad, because it makes my hair feel and look a lot thicker. I actually really enjoy it. And if you have low porosity hair, super healthy hair, you're probably not even going to notice a change at all in the texture of your hair, except for that it just feels healthier and thicker, which is a plus. So I love that aspect of it. It's also good for your scalp. The dark brown has a mixture with Eclipta alba. I think I'm saying that right. I'll put it here. And that's actually shown to reduce hair fall and increase growth. So the fact that I have that on my scalp for 3 hours is awesome, and it makes me feel like you're actually treating your scalp at the same time, which is the opposite of when you do it with hair dye and you just feel like it's like burning your scalp, and it's like a chemical essentially, because it is. So it's really, really nice. I do diffuse my hair. I have curly hair, and I was nervous that the henna was going to disrupt the curls. So as you can see, they're still super bouncy and curly, and I haven't lost any of that, which I'm really happy about, because I hear with certain brands that can happen. But like I mentioned, keeping your hair very moisturized if you're using henna, with your styling products and deep conditioning once a week, really helps to prevent any like dryness that people say that they feel after. So that was my experience with the Henna Guys.
I mean, even with experiencing the dryness, she could. You can always do any of our like hair treatment combinations. Like Amla is amazing just to do just by itself as like a weekly or even bi-weekly hair mask. Just
Yeah, I mean, right after doing henna, doing one of those treatments after, like she said, you know, and keep up with that, and experience it even more richer and healthier.
And I will never go back. I love it. I love the color. I'm gonna post a picture right here when I first did the color. And I do have a few grays. I'm almost 30, so I have, well, I'm 28, been a couple years, but I have a few, like, maybe like 10 little shiny hairs coming through right here. And they're completely fine. They're covered. They look like a medium brown, almost like a natural highlight through the dark brown. You honestly can't even tell the color difference unless you look close. If you do have a little bit more gray, I heard that once you're done with the 2-step process that I did, you can actually do another process the next day with just the indigo mixture that you're using on top again, and it will even deepen the color more. So you can build it up in that way.
So just like, you know, she explained, and that's what we tell everyone, because I mean, it worked for her that one time, you know, that one try just doing 1 and 2, and some people do have stubborn, more gray hairs, and they need that extra step.
Yeah,
and that's just the thing with being with natural plant-based dye.
And just because gray hair in and of itself is a completely different texture than non-gray hair.
Yes.
I mean, if you've ever actually felt the difference between it, it's a lot more coarse, and so it just makes it a little bit harder for the henna to kind of grip and hold on to. So sometimes you do need to, like, say, add in some apple cider vinegar to help it grip to it.
Yeah, and I do like that she mentioned that it looks like a natural highlight, not just like you have one strain of hair that's like a totally different color. It's you know, it is a natural dye, and the fact that you can get like natural looking highlights with it, like I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I love henna. I will never go back my whole life. I plan on using it forever. I love it so much for so many different reasons. For those asking, the henna itself will produce a reddish color. The indigo will produce a black color. And when they are mixed to certain ratios, they make a range of browns. So the Henna Guys actually do have other colors like medium brown and light brown and so forth. I obviously didn't use those ones. I just used the jet.
Yeah, so you should definitely check out our collections. We have all sort of colors, all the combinations, giving out, you know, we have auburn, mahogany, deep red, wine red.
Yep, I personally use the light brown.
Yeah, and it looks, we need to do an application.
We do. My grays are coming through. Mom life.
I think my favorite shade is the deep red, just because it's like one of those vibrant colors that you could not, I never thought that you could get that bright of a color from a natural dye. I always thought it was just like, well, you have to have something that's like a ton of chemicals, that's really terrible for your hair, but no, and then seeing some of the pictures, I'm like, it always looks so pretty. So
you're it looks like you're almost getting more tempted to venture out to the world of either deep red or wine red.
Yeah, or even like a burgundy. I think those are like my top 3 favorites.
Yeah, I use burgundy, and obviously because I have dark color hair, so that portion doesn't show, but like in the light it shows, so I like that. And then like where my gray hairs are, like, you know, you guys can see, I have like the red lights. I mean, I just love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was emailing with a customer probably about like a month or 2 ago now, and she was saying that for her entire life she's had the same length hair. She could not get it to grow. Like, she really struggled with, you know, she was trying to take different vitamins and all these different things to get her hair to grow, and she started using henna because she couldn't go to the salon to get her hair colored. And she was like, my hair is like mid-back now, and it's so thick and it's so healthy. And she was like, I just know it's because of the henna, because like I haven't changed anything else, so it's really amazing. So
That's really nice to hear.
Just comment down below. I feel like I might have missed something. I just can't think at the moment.
No, I don't think she missed anything.
No.
some pictures too at the end of what it looked like right when I did it again, so you guys can kind of see that hue. There is like a natural reddish hue that comes through in the sunlight, but it's not like red hair. It's still like the dark hair. So thank you so much, Henna Guys, for helping me and answering my questions. They were very attentive to that and answered my emails. You know, I had questions about how to mix and so forth, and they were really, really good with that. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out, because I know I had so many questions before I did it. So just comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If any of you out there have like wavy or curly hair, my channel is mostly aimed towards that. I've been on a curly girl journey now for like 2.5 years of just making my hair healthy again and bringing back my natural curl. I do a bunch of reviews, and I do like a lot of non-toxic product reviews and some styling videos and stuff as well. So if you know, feel free, you can subscribe. I do upload regularly. I also have an Instagram, Jazz Galaxy Curls, if you feel like you want to follow, and I will see you guys later. Bye.
Yeah, the difference there, just from the red henna on dark brown versus the indigo, like she could have literally just left it like that.
Yes.
And that really is one of the great things about henna, is because once it's applied to your hair, it doesn't just make it this all one almost matte coloring.
Yeah.
It follows the natural variations in your hair. So if you have specific part of your hair strands that are naturally lighter, henna is going to pick up on that, and it's going to show that way in your hair.
Yeah, I just love, I mean, both of the pictures she's showing here, they both look so pretty on her.
They do.
So just like she said that she was tempting to just leave it when she used the pure henna, I mean, that still was just so nice on her. And then the richer color just looks amazing.
Well,
it really does.
It's cool that she mentioned that, like, even though her hair is dark, she does still get that kind of red tone in the sunlight. Because, like, there have been so many customers that have gotten, like, they had jet black hair originally, and then they put burgundy over the top of it, and then, or like deep red, something like very vibrant, and then when they're out in the sunlight, it's like this like nice like vibrant color. It's so cool to see like how it works on like different hair colors.
Yeah. That's all we talked about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cut.
Let's see. We hope you enjoyed this video. Do follow Jazz Galaxy Curls, and we hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you have any suggestions of what henna reaction video we should do next. If you want us to do your video, please let us know in the comments section down below.
Or you could shoot us an email, anything on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We're trying to get up there on TikTok, so you can check us out on there too.
We'll leave the link down below for her video, and also our email, and also product links.
Yeah,
where
definitely.
you can purchase if you would want to purchase.
Or even just to check it out. We do have on our website, we do have like a blog which does actually educate you on how to care for your hair, how to just, it's really very informative blog that I personally love going through, just because I love learning about new things.
Yeah, when I first started, I read every single blog post like that was put out, even from years ago, because it's so informative and you can never learn too much. So it's super interesting. Definitely check that out.
I personally enjoyed doing this video.
Yeah, this was fun.
Definitely.
Yeah, this video, and I'm looking forward for next week. So thank you so much for joining our new series, Spilling the Tea with the Henna Guys. We hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe for more.
Bye.
Bye.